the internet. I tried. I really tried, but that book buying ban, man, it was not working out. Let me explain you a thing. I finished City of Ashes on Thursday with the intention to get the next book. So I said, Mom, take me to the library. So we went to the library. I walked to the teen section. They had no Cassandra Clare books. However, they did have this book, this book, this book, and this book. I don't know what influenced me to get 4 huge books that weren't even on my immediate TBR. It was an impulse thing. I was like, they're free. I am just a failure at book. Since I didn't even get my City of Glass book, they didn't have it, I was like, Dad, take me at Half Price Books. We couldn't find it anywhere. So we're driving around for like 5 hours, going to different Half Price Books locations, because it's like a hobby of ours. So we got dinner, then we stopped by Target, where I found it for 20% off. So note to self, it does not take 5 locations of Half Price Books to find City of Glass. I'm about 100 pages in already that I read last night. I love it so much. I think this is Sebastian on the cover. I don't know. I still have yet to ponder whether I like him or not. As for the actual book hurl, am I allowed to say hurl or is that copying people? I'm just not gonna say it. I got 13 books, but technically only 10 of them are gonna go on my immediate TBR list, so we shall proceed. I really have these organized in no specific fashion, so I'm just gonna hold them up at random. So this first book was a clearance book. I think most of these were on clearance, and that's why I got them. I noticed that this book, the spine and the actual book, was in the same type of publication as one of my favorite books by Mitch Albom. It's like the same size, the same deckled edges and stuff like that. So I was immediately interested because of that, but then I looked, it has a cute little whale on the cover, and then I looked at the synopsis, and this is about a little baby whale. I'm not completely sure what happens, but it's about whales. I'm pretty sure it's a true story, and it's like 150 pages long, so I should be able to finish this slightly more than novella-sized book pretty easily, but I was just, look how cute that book cover is. I think this was $2. It's originally $17, so if you can get a hardback book for $2 that's originally $17, you do that. Then I got 2 books that were 2 of my favorite childhood books, and I've been really into rebuying favorite childhood books lately, and those books are Waiting for Normal by Leslie Connor. I remember having this as a library book in hardback, so this is not the cover I remember, but I was randomly looking like they're not gonna have it. Then I saw the spine and I freaked out. This is a middle grade novel. It's contemporary-ish. It's like about a girl growing up in like a trailer park, and it's just, I loved it when I was little. I can't wait to reread this eventually. Then I distinctly remember this book. Whenever I was in 4th grade, I was obsessed with this novel. It's Double Identity by Margaret Peters Haddix. So I'm gonna reread this. This is about a girl that gets cloned, I think. I forgot pretty much everything that happens, but I remember being so intrigued and so just, literally I saw this on clearance for $1 and was like, that was my book. So I caved. This is a book I've been seeing around BookTube more than I would have thought relevant, but I had to get it. I got Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging. A lot of people read this when they were like 12, but I never read it. I've seen the movie, and the movie's pretty funny, so I'm sure I could get through this really fast. It's like small type, and it's a pretty small middle grade book, so I have no idea. I hope it's at least entertaining. I'm not really looking for quality writing and this type of thing, but I'm definitely excited to read this. They had books 1 through 5 at one of the bookstores I was at. I almost got them because they were like $2 each, but then I was like, I'm never gonna actually read them back to back, so that'd be kind of a waste. Then I got a book that I constantly see at Half Price Books locations. No matter where you go, you see this series, like one whole shelf dedicated to this series. It is the House of Night series. Is that what it's called? A House of Night novel? Yeah, I don't know. This is the first book. It was on clearance for $2, and the person before me was so nice. They left me this little paper bookmark. I'm kidding. It's like literally a random scrap of paper, but yeah. This is not in perfect condition, but as for the spine that you're gonna see on my shelf, it's fine. I've never read any of these novels. I think they're about vampires. Yep, vampires, and I just, yeah. Gabby, I'm blaming this on you. One of my really good friends on YouTube is Owl Eyes Reviews, and we have really similar book tastes, so I often creep on her favorite books, and this is one of her favorite books, and I saw it for $5, and I don't know what snapped within me, but I got it on impulse. It's Stolen by Lucy Christopher. I read the first couple pages of this in the car, and it sounds super interesting, and I think I'm gonna like it. I really do. So every time I go to a Half Price Books to get the second book in the Uglies series, it's always in the old binding with it's like the smaller one with the face on it, and I don't want that cover because my cover of Uglies is the newer, pristine, pretty one. But I found this. I found a $5 literally new condition Pretties by Scott Westerfeld, and I knew I would never find it in this good of condition for this cheap, and I got it. Even though I'm probably not going to read it for a while, I liked the first one, and I do want to finish the trilogy, so this exists in my hands now. Now on for the hardback books I got. On clearance, I picked up My Life in Black and White by Natasha Friend. I wish my last name was Friend, can you imagine? This sounded like a really neat concept to me, even though I barely hear about it, especially in BookTube. Some may have noted that I didn't like the Hush Hush series, or more likely the first book. I've only read the first book of Hush Hush. I didn't enjoy it, and I saw Crescendo there. It was only $3, so I picked it up, and I know I don't like the series, but it's probably gonna be something where I'm gonna have to read the whole series to see if it's the whole series I don't like or if it was just the first book. I hear so many people talk amazing things about like Patch and the characters and the plot, but I never got into the first one, so I finally got this. I'm gonna recap Hush Hush and then read this. My camera just died. Wasn't that awfully convenient? As I was saying, if I continue with this series, maybe I'll end up liking it, so that's why I got me some more Fallen Angel action. These 3 hardbacks were each at full price, but they're books that I've been wanting to pick up for a long time. Actually, 2 of these are. The third one I have a different excuse for. So, the first one, it fell. Why do I always do that? The first book is Such a Rush by Jennifer Eccles. The Bookables talked about this, saying it's one of their favorite books, it has a gorgeous cover, and I've generally heard a ton of good things about this, so the plot sounds really interesting to me. I've never read anything like that, so hopefully I will enjoy. And then I got a near pristine copy of The Archived by Victoria Schwab. Ooh, this has a picture on the back. That's nifty. This had so much hype like a couple months ago before summer, and I never read it, I never picked it up, and finally own it. Finally, this is smaller than I thought, but then I looked and the font is pretty small, so yeah. Might I mention we have some nifty, like, invert rune type things going on. That's the first thing that came to mind. And then I got a Rae Carson book. This is the first book in the Girl of Fire and Thorns series. I met Rae Carson back in July, and she was so nice, so awesome, so inspiring, so funny. And I knew I wanted her book, but I didn't have the money with me to buy it whenever I met her. So I knew eventually I would have to get my hands on it, and finally I did. So this is now in my possession. I can't wait to read this. Whenever she was explaining it at the book signing, I was ecstatic. I wanted to get it so badly, and now I own it. Lastly, I may or may not have gotten another Harry Potter book. Someone stop me, okay? This was for $2 though. Whenever I see Harry Potter books in really good condition on clearance for $2, I'm gonna buy them. Because do I want to buy them for $30? No. This is the 6th book, I believe. Yep, year 6. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I don't see any visible bad marks on it other than like little crinklies up and down here, which I'd rather have a crinkly than to pay $30 for this book. So again, I'm probably not going to read this until like next year, like Deathly Hallows. But yay, finally have this. Now if I want to buy the rest of the series, I only have to buy 3, 4, and 5. Unless someone wants to send me those. I'm kidding. But free books are always welcome, just putting that out there. That was all for this haul. Haha, I should say that at the end of every haul just because it rhymes and makes me feel smart. I'm gonna go, so thank you for watching, and someone stop me from buying this many books. Is it so necessary to blow your lawn right now? This, I think, is the only time I'm gonna break my book buying ban. It's still occurring, still occurring. I will not buy books this whole fall. I will not buy books this whole fall. I think if I never go to a bookstore, I won't buy anything, but I think since I was in the store, I was like, yes, I need all of you, so that can probably be prevented next time. But thank you for watching. I will see you later. Bye.